This is News Now, reaching you live from iBrandTV News Studios in Lagos, Nigeria. Coming up, apprehension as Delta variant of Covid-19 spreads in Nigeria. Now, Catholic Bishop of the Sokoto Diocese, Matthew KUKAH, says federal government is helpless in tackling the insecurity situation in the country. South African government deploys 25,000 soldiers to curtail widespread looting and violence. Indonesia overtakes India's world epicenter of Covid-19 after recording 54,517 new cases. Thanks for joining us on News Now. Here are stories making headlines. Michael Nath, Vice President OSINBAJO on Thursday, presided over a virtual meeting of the National Economic Council on Thursday at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Under the Nigerian Constitution, the Vice President is the chairman of NEC. The Council's meeting is held monthly to deliberate on the coordination of the economic planning efforts and the economic programs of the various levels of government. NEC comprises the 36 state governors, the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Minister of Finance, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, and other government officials whose duties hinge on the economy. Now, the Catholic Bishop of the Sokoto Diocese, Matthew KUKAH, says the federal government is helpless in tackling the security challenges Nigeria is facing. KUKAH said this in his address to the United States Congress Commission, during which he revealed that the current administration has failed to address insecurity as promised before taking power in 2015. The bishop accused the president of Buhari's administration appointing more people of his ethnicity and religion into political office. His presentation to the Tom Lantos Human Rights Commission in Washington, D.C., USA, which was virtual, was on the persecution of Christians in the North by armed extremist groups. He stated that there was a religious undertone to the security challenges in the country. He told the U.S. Congress Commission that the persecution of Christians in Nigeria, which has been going on for a long time, has risen in the past 10 years. Now, the Federal Road Safety Corps says 35,000 personnel and operational equipment will be deployed for a special patrol during Salah. The Corps Public Education Officer, Assistant Corps Marshal Bisi Kazim, said this in an interview on Thursday in Abuja. Kazim said the deployment was aimed at ensuring enhanced visibility and guaranteeing the safety of all road users before, during, and after the EID-EL-KABIR celebration in Nigeria. Kazim added about 750 patrol vehicles, 120 ambulances, 25 tow trucks, and over 200 bikes will be on the road during the special operation that will commence on the 16th to 25th of July 2021 nationwide. The Senate on Thursday approved 8,003 billion naira dollars and 490 million euros as part of the 2018-2020 external borrowing and rolling plan of the federal government. The fund was approved after the Senate considered the report of the Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debts. Chairman of the committee, Clifford Odia, presented the report. President Muhammadu Buhari had in May asked the National Assembly to approve the loan. Still on the Senate, the People's Democratic Party has named Senator Ibrahim DAMBABA of Sokoto South as the new Senate Minority Whip. He replaced Senator Sahabi Yo from Zamfara State, who defected to the All Progressives Congress recently. Recall that DAMBABA had left the All Progressives Congress in the 8th Senate alongside Governor Aminu Tambuwal to join the PDP, where he contested for the senatorial seat. Representatives of traders in Oyo State converged on Ibadan to find a lasting solution to the long overdue face-off among market men and women in the pace-setting state. The gathering was also aimed at proposing a law to establish the Oyo State Market Leaders Council and other matters connected to it. According to the chairman, House Committee on Commerce and Cooperatives, Akitunde Olajide, the proposed bill will address the lingering leadership tussle among traders in the state.
And most of the time they have conflict in selecting their leaders, maybe babalojas and iyalojas and all that. But the bill will make sure that they have a good transition, and more so they have a leader to solve the problem of yesterday, today and tomorrow, definitely, in terms of our leaders and the market and association.
They should allow the traders to drink from unpolluted stream of justice. They should not tamper with our internal affairs of the traders.
What we want, what we don't want, what we want them to do for us, what we want to do by ourselves, everything has been written in our document, and we have been submitted it to them, which we know that they work on it. Because we want good smooth running of Oyo State market leader in Oyo State. We are the same family.
The AWUJALE and paramount ruler of Ijebuland, Oba Sekiru Adetona, has cancelled the 2021 edition of the annual OJUDE Oba Festival, scheduled to hold next week after EID-EL-KABIR celebrations. In a statement released on Thursday and signed by the coordinator of the festival, Ba Wingbu of Ijebu, Chief Farsi Yusuf, the monarch attributed the cancellation of the annual fiesta to the detection of lethal Covid-19 Delta variant in Nigeria and the negligible number of people that had taken the anti-Covid-19 vaccine. According to the statement, rather than expose people who will converge on Ijebu Ode from all over the world to participate in the ancient and unique social, cultural and religious festival of the Ijebu nation, with its parade of traditional age groups and a spectacular Durbar with unsurpassable equestrian display to avoidable and preventable health hazards, the monarch directed that the 2021 edition be cancelled. This is the second time in its known history of more than 1 century that a festival that unites Muslims, Christians and adherents of other faiths will be cancelled. The OJUDE Oba festival is normally held 2 days after the EID-EL-KABIR. Now, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has granted emergency use authorization for 3 COVID-19 vaccines, Moderna, ASTRAZENECA from Korea, and Sputnik 5. The Director General of the NAFDAC, Mojisola Adeyeye, announced this at its headquarters in Abuja Thursday. NAFDAC had previously approved AstraZeneca India, Pfizer, BioNTech and Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccines in February and May 2021, respectively. She explained the agency's vaccine committee expedited the review of the vaccines based on emergency use listing given by the World Health Organization or approved by stringent regulatory countries. Now, she further stated that the agency, while reviewing the vaccines, have gone through quality, safety and efficacy evaluations, and the benefits far exceeds the risks. The Nigerian military on Wednesday released 1,009 ex-Boko Haram insurgents who had been in military custody at Agiwa Barracks in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. The former terrorists were handed over to the Borno state government in a secret ceremony that was initially built to take place at an early date, but was suspended indefinitely by the military authorities at the wake of the appointment of the new corps. According to sources in the army, the ex-terrorists were handed over to the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Hajiya Zuwaira Gambo, who represented the state government at the event. We'll take a commercial break at this juncture. When we come back, African News. Stay with us. All right, you're welcome back. Officials in Ethiopia's northern AMHARA region now vowed to launch an offensive against forces from neighboring Tigray. A spokesman for the AMHARA region government said patience had run out. Tigray rebels have recaptured much of Tigray in recent weeks, with federal forces and their allies having to withdraw from key areas. Retired members of the security forces have been called up as volunteer militias have been asked to mobilize. Tigrayan forces are pushing towards territory seized by the AMHARA early on the civil war. Both groups see it as rightfully theirs. The South African government plans to deploy 25,000 troops after days of widespread looting and violence there. The military deployment to counter riots sparked by the jailing of former President Jacob Zuma is the biggest since the end of apartheid. At least 72 people have died and more than 1,700 have been arrested in South Africa's worst unrest in years. Hundreds of shops and businesses have been looted, and the government says it is acting to prevent food shortages. Citizens are arming themselves and forming vigilante groups to protect their property from the rampage. Foreign news now. Indonesia reported 54,517 new cases of Covid-19, authorities said Wednesday, a single-day national record and dire warning sign for the world's fourth most populous country. The island nation, home to about 270 million people, is now reporting more cases a day than hard-hit India, making Indonesia the new epicenter for the pandemic in Asia. If the spread continues unabated, experts say it could push Indonesia's healthcare system to the brink of disaster. Some fear the situation may be worse than the numbers shown because not enough people are getting tested for the virus. A survey published Saturday found that nearly half of the 10.6 million residents of Jakarta may have contracted Covid-19. Experts say Indonesia is now reaping the costs of not implementing strict lockdowns nor investing enough in efficient contact tracing systems. At least 19 people have died in Germany and dozens were missing on Thursday as record rainfall in Western Europe caused rivers to burst their banks, swept away homes and inundated cellars. Now, 8 people died in the Ukrechten region south of the city Bonn, the authorities said. In Belgium, 2 men died due to the torrential rain, and a 15-year-old girl was missing after being swept away by a swollen river. 4 people died and 70 were missing around the wine-growing hub of AWUJALE in Palatinate state, police said, after the Aar River that flows into the Rhine burst its banks and brought down half a dozen houses. Now, hundreds of soldiers were helping police with the rescue efforts using tanks to clear roads of landslides and fallen trees, while helicopters winched those stranded on rooftops to safety. Coming up next on News Now is Sports with Jidechi.
Welcome to the sports update. I am Jidechi Chidi. Now, Lionel Messi has agreed to stay at Barcelona on a deal until 2026 that includes reducing his wages to half of his previous salary. The announcement is dependent on the player's departure that will allow Barca to fund the Argentine captain's wages. The 34-year-old superstar was a free agent after his contract that reportedly paid him £123 million a season, which expired on June 30th. He is on holiday after winning the Copa America, and the final details of the contract are yet to be finalized. The new contract is expected to include a break clause which will allow Messi to leave the club after 2 years. Messi had been linked with moves to Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City, where he would be reunited with his former boss at Barcelona, Pep Guardiola, as well as America's Major League Soccer side, which he has previously considered experiencing. And on the local scene, Gateway United Football Club of Abeokuta in Enugu has progressed to the quarterfinal stage of the 2021 ETHIOPIA Cup after defeating Nigeria Professional Football League side Wiki Terrorists of Bauchi 4-3 after a penalty kicks shootout. The victory, which was played at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, was a round of 16 fixture of the men's cup competition. Gateway United, a Nigerian National League side, had also defeated current MPFL leaders Akwa United 1-0 in the round of 32 last week before advancing to the round of 16. They would play fellow second-tier side Bayelsa United in the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, 3 other quarterfinal pairings will see Kano Pillars take on Sunshine Stars, Rivers United tackle Niger Tornadoes, and Nasarawa United slug it out with Gombe United for a place in the semi-finals of the competition. And that's all we have for you on Sports Update. Michael, you can take it away now.
Thank you so much, Jidechi. Up next, business news. Our former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has called on the President of the African Development Bank Group to consider investing more in the private sector than the public sector because corruption has already eaten deep in the public sector. Atiku Abubakar disclosed this in Yola while interacting with journalists. Atiku advised Akinwumi Adesina to always draw policies and programs that will center more on private sector. The former vice president believes that if the private sector is empowered more, youths and women in the country will be highly engaged in different businesses that will boost the economy of the country. The Nigeria Export Processing Zones Authority has revealed that there are over 500 licensed free trade zone enterprises operating in Nigeria. This was disclosed by Adeshoji Adesuwa, NEPSA's managing director, at the one-year commemoration of his appointment as Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of NEPSA on Wednesday in Abuja, according to the news agency of Nigeria. He added that the enterprises operating in Nigeria's free trade zones are oil and gas companies, manufacturing industries, steel rolling mills, pharmaceutical industries, food processing, car assembling, and new upcoming industrial parks. The NEPSA boss noted that out of the 42 licensed free trade special economic zones, 14 were functional and operational. He said that others were under construction, awaiting declaration, or with physical development yet to commence. The Rivers State Police Command has arraigned 2 staff of electricity distribution company at a magistrate court in Port Harcourt for stealing over 600,000 naira belonging to the company from customers. The suspects, Emmanuel Nimitin Taylor and Alabo Wokoma, are standing trial in 2-count charge on conspiracy and stealing.
Managing Director, CEO, has reiterated his resolve to ensure that this company gets rid of any corrupt practice, and in terms of defrauding the customer and of course economic sabotage. So we are here today to witness the bringing in front of the court these 2 suspects. The case has been adjourned. We hope that what is going on here today will serve as a deterrent to other people, be you staff members or even customers who conspire with these staff. We are calling on the public to be very vigilant. First of all, do not pay cash to anybody. Do not pay money to any personal account if it's not a PhD account. Justice is a tripod: justice for the state, justice for the complainant, and justice for the defendant. Present day situations, courts give parties opportunities to settle, and because it must always not end at litigation.
there are opportunities for parties to resolve their disputes. So the matter is adjourned to the 26th day of July for hearing.
Oil starts the London trading session today bearish as a build in the U.S. gasoline inventories and a potential organization of the petroleum exporting countries and allies OPEC agreement to increase supply prevented the bulls from taking over. Brent oil futures is down 1.14%, trading at $73.91 a barrel, while the U.S. oil WTI futures fell 1.30% or 30%, trading at $72.15 a barrel as of the time of writing this report. U.S. Energy Information Administration released its crude oil supply data on Tuesday, and it revealed a draw of 7.897 million barrels for the week to July 9th, 2021. Now, Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates have reportedly resolved the dispute that caused the breakdown of an OPEC meeting earlier in the month. This impasse within the OPEC group implied that the August supply increases in the balance will not take effect. Coming up next is entertainment news. Nigeria's singer Oluwatobiloba Ani Dugbe, popularly known as Kiss Daniel, has gifted his twin babies a house each. The 27-year-old made this known on Thursday via his verified Instagram page, where he shared pictures of himself and his twins alongside the documents for the houses he acquired for each of them. According to the documents, the new 2-bedroom luxury apartments located at Woodland Estate in the Lekki area of Lagos State were acquired on the 10th of June. Both documents bear the names of the twins, Jalil and Jelani Oluwatobiloba. In the caption of his post, Kiss Daniel revealed that he was blessed with triplets, but lost one of them after 4 days of birth. This series centers on the adventures of a 12-year-old girl who is inspired by a variety of influential women from history. Now, a new animated series titled Pearl, a working title, executive produced by Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's Archwell Productions, is currently in development with Netflix. According to Variety, the animated series, co-executive produced by David Furnish, will follow the adventures of a 12-year-old girl inspired by a variety of influential women from history. Amanda Rinda has been confirmed as series showrunner. And on that entertainment note, we end the story this afternoon. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Michael Nath.